Hi viewers, as property managers, most of the time you'll find yourself in a situation where you're having to make expenses on behalf of landlords or for your company. These expenses might be things like repairs for houses, which are paid from your account or even the landlord's account, administration fees, casuals, laborers, and even utility expenses, etc. We are going to show you how to do this on the system. And for you to be able to do this, you'll need to navigate to the accounting module, look for a shortcut that is written purchase invoices. Once you select that, you'll be able to access the list of purchase invoices. We don't have any yet. And you can click on this plus button to be able to start creating a purchase invoice. This is one way if you have not already set up the suppliers on the system. If you have a supplier set up on the system, you go to the supplier, then click on the add button. It becomes an easier process. So we are going to do an example where we are going to create one purchase invoice on behalf of the landlord and pay part of the payment with from the agent's bank account, basically the M-Pesa account. Just to take you through this purchase invoice step by step, the system will automatically allocate a code. You have the company that you are managing, which is your company. Then the supplier basically will be the name of the person who is the vendor, who is providing the services. For example, let's take some lifts and maintenance that has already been set up. The date is already there. It pre-fills the current date, but you can click on this edit button to edit the date. The posting time auto picks. The due date auto generates based on the supplier credit terms. So this one has a 1-day credit term, but you can always edit it manually. This will work if you are creating a purchase invoice that is manual, that is on credit. If you have made a purchase and paid it in cash, you can use this button is paid to be able to actually create the purchase invoice and also create a payment against that. That is, for example, if you paid a casual, you want to just put one transaction and it makes all the entries. Accounting, the next thing you need to select is the landlord. So if you are creating this on behalf of the landlord, you will search the landlord. For example, the landlord here is international PM landlord, who owns International Apartments. If you are creating this for the company, you will always select main, which is basically your company, or depending on how we have set up the system, we will tell you which account is set up for yourself. So let's say, for example, this time we are creating an expense, a purchase invoice for the landlord. Then the next thing we'll need to select is the item. We've already said this is lift maintenance. We will select lift maintenance. The system will automatically populate some of these fields like the rates and such. But let's say we spend 20,000. Since this has already, we had not set up this, we will need to also select the cost, the landlord account for that. So which is landlords international. Then once we do that, we scroll down to the payment. Since we said we have made a part payment, we will just select the mode of payment. Let's say we have paid it from our pay bill, and how much we paid is maybe 15,000. So we have partly paid. You put in your amount, and now you can save your document. So that example, we have made a purchase invoice that has been paid partly in cash. In the next example, we will do another example where we add a purchase invoice that has not been paid. So it's a purchase invoice that is on credit. You will just use the same method, go to the purchase invoices, click on the add purchase invoice. This time, let's try and select a purchase invoice let's try and create a purchase invoice for the company, or let's say, who could be that? Let's say KPLC. They've sent us a bill, so we have selected them as a supplier. The date is today. If let's say probably it was a date for first, so we have backdated that, and the due date was today or 10th. It's not paid, so we'll not tick anything. Accounting by dimensions, since it's a company expense, we'll just select main as because that we are the main company. Then all the other people are just landlord accounts we've created. Then we will say electricity. I hope they have electricity. Yeah, electricity is there. And let's say how much the bill was is 21,880. And since we have not paid it, that's all. We can click on save. So in the next one, what we will show you is that so the system allows people to do bulk approvals or approval. So basically you can have one person in the team actually keying in payment entries and another person approving. So for a person who is doing the approvals, you have different ways of accessing this. You can approve many in bulk or go into each of them and submit. But for this case, we will just select all the draft ones by selecting all of them or just ticking one by one and then clicking the actions button and clicking on submit. So once that has done, it means that the system now has automatically posted those transactions on the ledgers. So now we have two transactions. Axam lift is partly paid because remember we put that payment entry with some payment, and this KPLC is unpaid. So that's how you add purchase invoices for all your expenses. In a separate video, we will show you how to manually to probably set up a supplier, how to set up purchase items, and how to also set up landlord accounts such that anytime you're adding a purchase invoice or a sales invoice on any transaction in the system, you're able to allocate it into either a landlord account or the company account. Thank you for your time and see you in the next video. Goodbye.